everyone. Thank you for coming. This is Daniel, your host, the Mirror Sphere. It's Friday, and my final day to be in this little box. So, woohoo! Anyways, The Mandalorian, Season 2, Episode 3, had fallen this morning, and I just finished watching it, so I wanted to do my review. So this is a review, spoiler review, so spoilers, if you don't want to be spoiled, haven't seen the episode yet, go watch it. This episode was actually really good. Finally, third episode in out of 8 episodes, we finally get a really good episode. They bring in the chick from Rebels. I don't remember her name. She's in this episode, and a couple others. Pretty much it starts off with Mando and the people in their broken-ass ship trying to come to landing. They're in space. They wake up. They finally got to the world they need to go with this little frog lady. They have trouble landing because the landing gear's all fucked up. The ship's all fucked up. So he goes in to land and he's like fucking going too fast. And last second he pulls it up where it starts to slow down. And then his ship goes, one of the engines pops and he goes into the water. Which is like, it's supposed to be a funny thing, you know, like, but it feels like a Star Wars joke. You know, kind of like, hey, your ship's shit. And I need to get it fixed. So it hits in the water. They bring out a big ass crane. They pick a ship out of the water, put it back on a thing. He's got one of the aliens as the same species as what was his name? The general. I can't think of his name right now. The guy who says it's a trap. You know who I'm talking about? The little fish guys. And he says, hey, you know, he gives him 1,000 credits to fix his ship. So, Mando goes to the frog people, and we meet the frog's daddy, the husband of the woman he's bringing. He says, hey, I brought her here in exchange for the information to get me to, and he points to this little inn, this little bar. So he goes in, sits down, the guy comes up, he trades information. He gets the kid some soup with a little fucking squid in it, which grabs on the face of Baby Yoda. That was actually pretty funny because I didn't expect it at all. Fucking squid just pops up and grabs him by the face. And he's like, fucking weird Baby Yoda face. You know, he's got force powers, but all suddenly doesn't. Like, come on, you think he'd just like stop it with the force pulled off. But Mando just looks at him, and the fucking squid's on his face, and he's just like, stop playing with your food. It's like, fucking Baby Yoda and his eating jokes. Constant eating and food jokes. I don't know what it is, but since this season started, it's all about Baby Yoda eating different shit so they can sell different shit to you as food for this baby. Fucking, But anyways, so the innkeeper shows him a guy, another like fish dude, like looks like a squid head. Tells him, hey, he knows where to go. The guy says, hey, it'll cost you, but I'll get you on my ship, and we'll take you to these Mandos. Because on the ship, I'm gonna say this: Mando is way too trusting of people, like stupidly trusting. I'm sorry, but Mando needs to fucking grow up or some shit because he keeps trusting people and he keeps getting fucked over by people. And he almost killed. This almost cost him his life. Gets on the ship. Fucking dude's like, hey, this big fish eats right about now. Would you like to see what it eats? It's a really cool experience. And he's like, sure, why not? Like whatever. So him and the baby get up close to the thing. Little squid monster comes up. And the guy knocks fucking Baby Yoda into the fucking water. It's like a big cage ship in the middle of the ship. And the squid comes up, eats Baby Yoda in the cage and all. The thing shuts, Baby Yoda's inside, which doesn't look like it because when it falls in, it goes upside down, and the thing like eats it. And so Mando dives in after it. They close the gate so he can't, and Mando's trying to get out because he's now drowning for some reason. He can't get out, and they keep stabbing these big blades down at him, trying to kill him so they can pull him out and take his armor. Because all these alien races want his Beskar armor. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, the one dude that gets shot in the head. It turns out 3 Mandos show up. It's the female from Rebels. Cannot remember her name worth anything right now. but she shows up with a couple of her buddies, and they kill everybody. And they pull him out finally. And he says, "Hey, the child's in the water. The creature has it." And she goes, "No problem." And she dives in after it. You see a bunch of blaster fire underwater, and then she comes up with the cage. It's all fucked up. She rips it apart, pulls the baby out. He's fine. And so they talk to him, and they head back, and they remove their helmets, which surprises the fuck out of Mando. They turn, they remove their helmets, and he goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Where did you get that armor?" And they say, "This has been an armor in my family for generations." He's like, "Well, why would you take your helmet off in front of people? We don't take our helmet off." Then she claims, because she's actually born on Mando, a Mandalore, she tells him that she's actually the last of her line of a great house, and that he is part of the Watch, which is the terrorist group in Clone Wars. And he's actually been brought into that extremist group. She says that he's part of this extremist group, wants to bring back the old ways back to Mandalore, and that it's only a small section, and they're the only ones that can't remove their helmet. That and she says, he goes, whatever, and so he takes off. He's kind of pissed off that they're not following through with what he believes is the true Mandalorian culture and everything he believed in. So he flies off, and then he gets ambushed again at night. He's walking with the baby at night, and the brother of the guy who owned the ship comes in with a bunch of his buddies, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna kill you and the baby now, because you killed my brother." And of course, out of nowhere, the three drop down. They go, he didn't kill your brother, I did. And she shoots him, and they all shoot, and then they kill all of them. And he goes, okay. She's like, "I know you don't like what we are doing, but if you at least come and have a drink with us." So he goes in, and they have a drink together. So he's sitting there with them, and they say, "Hey," he goes, she asks him, because she tells them that what they're doing, they're trying to get weapons they're stealing weapons from the Empire so they can retake their homeworld, Mandalore. The Mandalore, Mando tells them that world's cursed. They say, "Don't believe everything you're told. The world is not cursed. They have to fight to liberate it." So he tells them his job is to take the child to the Jedi. She tells him she knows where a Jedi is, and that she is willing to take him to the Jedi if he helps them on their mission. And their mission is to get these weapons from the Empire. So he agrees. So he goes and takes the baby to the frog people and drops him off with them. Lets them watch him, which is kind of weird, because I thought for sure they were going to do another couple scenes where Baby Yoda's eating the frog eggs in front of the frog or something. They catch him or something, and get all pissed off. But they don't. Baby Yoda's watching the frogs be born. He's all excited, and he's watching the little toads. And they go on. So they go back. They tell them that they have to wait till the ship is taking off to a certain level before it can fully take off. And what they tell Mando is they're going to board the ship, kill as many troopers as they can, grab the weapons, and get off. So they attack. Immediately, the whole ship goes under red alert, because they pretty much let the one trooper put on the radio saying that pirates are attacking. Like right off the bat, the pirates. And so they think a bunch of pirates are on board. And they're like, "How many?" "There must be like 10 later on." This guy, and then finally figure out they're Mandalorians. They kill everyone to the cargo bay. I don't know why they did this first, because they finally get all the way to the cargo bay, which is funny because they get locked between the cargo bay and this elevator. And the captain of the ship is kind of like one of the proper Imperials, and you could, by his facial expression, you could tell that he hates everybody he works with, because he thinks they're all idiots. And the guy in the rear in the cargo thing goes, "Hey, we got him trapped." He's like, "Where are you going to trap that?" "The cargo control room." He's like, "Where?" cargo control room, and then they open the door in the back, and everyone gets sucked out. So they like pretty much just suck the whole thing dry, shut it, go into the cargo room, and look at all the weapons. Captain calls him and says, you're never going to get away with this. We're going to hunt you down if you take those weapons. Blah, blah, blah. Then she announces that she's not after the weapons after all, that she's after the entire ship, and she's going to take the ship away from him. He goes, what? Mando's kind of now a little bit pissed because he thought all they were going to do is grab the weapons, and the whole point was she wants to take the ship so she can get into the fleet, so she can hunt down the guy who's got the black saber, the moth, whatever, who's got the black saber. That's what she's after. They don't really say it, but she keeps saying that she's after something that will help her become the true Mandalore, which will make her the sole ruler of their world. And the black saber is kind of like a symbol for, if you don't know this, in Clone Wars and the Rebels, the black saber was forged by the first Mandalorian Jedi, and he became the true Mandalore and ruled over them. And they believe that this sword is a symbol of that, how you get to rule. They figured that out in Rebels, and so they one second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to go do something. Anyways, where was I at? I think I was talking about the captain of the ship, the Imperial whatever. You could tell when that the pilot was very nervous when it gets announced over thing, and they're like, "There's like 10 of them." And they're like, "Well, I'm only seeing 4 life signs." And then also you hear, "It's Mandalorians, not pirates." And so, as they take the cargo and they're heading up toward the main control point, whatever, I can't think of the name right now, but he contacts the Moth Gideon, I think it was Moth Gideon. What was the name of that guy? Terrible names, forgive me about this. But yeah, so he gets a hold of the Admiral, or the Moth. Moth says, what's going on? He's like, "Hey, we're under attack with pirates again." It's the same pirate, he's like, "Yeah, I believe so." He says, "Where are they at?" And he's like, "They took in most of the ship in the cargo bay, and they're headed this way. We need immediate backup." The guy goes, "Well, by the time we have backup to you, it'll be too late. They'll already control the ship. You know what to do. Long live the Empire." He said, "Long live the Empire, sir," and then it goes silent. And so what he does is he shoots the pilot and the co-pilot, and then takes over the ship and decides he's going to go suicide mission straight to the freaking Earth. Alright, so the ship is going straight down to the Earth. The Mandalorians are still on their way. They're getting bombarded by like at least, I think they said 6 to 10 troopers who are just fucking unloading on this passageway, stopping them from being able to go forward. They could tell the whole ship is going straight down, and there's one of the Mandalorians is like, "Hey, the ship is going down. We don't have much time. We have to hit get up to the bridge." So the bridge. Thank you. Now I remember the control point of the bridge. We have to get to the bridge, or he'll cause the whole ship to explode. Crash the ship. And they're like, "We can't get forward. We're not going to be able to make it. We need to get off." So Mando says, "Cover me." He gets 2 explosive devices in his hands, starts running. He's covering himself up like this, so that all his armor is exposed more to the front, and so he's getting constantly smacked in the armor. And it knocks him down, and so he tosses at the last second these explosives. They go into the corridor, explode, killing all the troopers. So they run forward. They pick him up. He runs forward. They go to the ship. They open a door. He grabs a guy, throws him to the back, starts pulling the ship up. At the last minute, they pull up the ship and don't crash. While the one female from Rebels, I cannot remember her name, but she's the same actress, I believe, who voiced the character in Rebels, I believe. So she's got her in her arms, and she's like, blah, 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 blah. you know, excuse me, you know, where is it? Where is it? Does he have it? And he says, if you're asking, you already know he has it. And so she says, we're not going to kill you if you tell us where it's at. And he says, he'll kill me anyways. And he bites his teeth down. You see electrical shocks go through his teeth. And he fucking commits suicide. He dies. She goes, no! And so she's kind of pissed that the guy didn't give her any more information. So that Mando tells him, you know, she invites him to stay on her team to help them find the Black Saber. And he says, no, I have my own duties. Where is the Jedi? And she tells him where Asano Tonko is. Asano. You know, from Clone Wars, she was the apprentice to Anakin Skywalker, who's, I guess, still alive. And he tells her, hey, you could find her on this one world, this forest world. He goes, okay. So he says thank you to her. He says, but I have to return this child as my mission. Where will you be? Where will I find? Where can I find? I guess what they should have done is like gave each other some kind of a way to contact each other and find each other later. But they don't, which is kind of dumb. So he leaves and he goes and jumps off the ship, takes his jet, flies back, goes to the frog home, opens the door. Baby Yoda's here playing with the little baby frogs. I was waiting for him to grab the baby frog and try to eat it in front of the mom and dad. Mom and dad go, but he doesn't. He says, thank you all. Baby Yoda's like doing this little, because he didn't want to leave. He goes back to his ship. He finds out the guy who he paid to repair it did a really shitty job repairing it. So it's just crap. It's got like fucking wires everywhere holding the ship together, and it looks like junk. And I think this guy's got to realize his ship is pretty much on its last legs, and he may have to just let it get a new one. I think he'll probably end up getting a better ship later. So he gets aboard his ship, and there's like this weird little ocean animal that's crawling up these wires. It looks like a squid, like multiple eyes. I don't know what the fuck it is. Because it's standing over Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda's laughing at it, and he goes to jump attack Baby Yoda, and he catches it behind him. And then he starts to take off. He looks behind him. Baby Yoda's slurping up the last tentacle. It's like, Baby Yoda, your fucking food. I don't know what the joke is about this thing eating shit, but Jesus Christ. So, he says, I know where to take you. We're going to go and find this Jedi lady. And they start taking off. The ship looks like crap. It's like... And he gets off the world, jumps into hyperspace, and you see a piece of the ship fly off, and it's like, oh, dear God, man. It's about time you upgrade. Come on. But yeah, that was it. That was the end of the episode. It was only like 30 minutes episode, plus it had like 5 minutes of credits. It was like really crappy. I hate when they do that. They have all this like long ass time of credits. But so it was a lot shorter than the other episodes, which really sucks because they finally have a decent episode and they make it like 10 minutes shorter than all the other episodes, which really sucks. Is that they really could have, pushed this to an hour. That would have been a lot better. But yeah, this was actually an episode I liked. It had a lot of action in it. You really got to see the Mandalorians do their thing. Baby Yoda wasn't really in the episode, which was great. You had a couple scenes with him in the beginning and then a couple scenes at the end, which is what I like. I like where he's just like, here. I do think he's a really shitty babysitter because he keeps handing off this most like really hunted down important thing to like random ass people. It's like, hey, baby frog ladies, here, take it. I was expecting like something to happen to the baby, like he'd get back and the whole place to be shot up or something, and Baby Yoda was stolen by the Empire or something. That it's like whatever. So that was the end of the episode. It was really good. It continued to finally push the story forward. You get to see some old characters in it. It really, this is what I'm looking for, showing the badass of what the Mandos can do. And it also kind of outshone him because they all kind of kicked ass, and he was kind of like the outlaw. You could tell he's like the newer, younger Mandalorian. So yeah, it was interesting. So next episode, I believe, will probably be they either do another filler, or they'll actually have Mando get to the point where Son Tonko is, and we'll actually get to see what happens when he drops the baby off. Are they Mando gonna go his own way, or is he gonna stay with, watch over the child and Sono? I don't know. So yeah, we'll see what happens next time. Thank you for coming. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have not subscribed, please do. It is free. It costs you nothing. It helps build my channel. I love all of you. Thank you for all those who do support me. You are awesome people. This community is a fantastic community. So yeah, I hope to see you next time in the Near Sphere.